Chula Vista Police now at his home. Let's send it to Chief Photojournalist Kenny McGregor, who is there at the scene with a lieutenant. Kenny, what is the lieutenant telling you?
Oh my God, they're there, the police, look.
Hi Marcella, I'm going to introduce Frank here, the lieutenant for Chula Vista Police Department.
This is live.
Lieutenant, can you tell us what you guys are doing at the property today?
Yeah, we're executing a search warrant of the home.
And what is going on? Is this standard protocol right now for what's been going on in this investigation?
It's just part of the investigation. Unfortunately, I can't provide any details of that, but that's really as much as we can provide.
No arrest at this point?
There's no arrest being made.
Okay. Is anybody at the house at the time? Did you
family was here at the house.
Any resistance? I know I saw a battering ram on the ground.
No resistance.
Okay. Anything in particular you can tell us that you're searching?
Unfortunately, I can't provide any of the details of that.
Correct.
Why is the dog here?
The dog is just part of the search here. We're looking for items, if it would detect certain items.
I noticed that you have U.S. Border Customs and Protection here. That is the dog. Is that just for aid today? It just has nothing to do or anything to do with the U.S. Border Customs and
Correct.
Protection?
Yeah, they're just providing assistance to us.
And I also noticed a large white van over here. Looks like possibly an evidence van. Is that also?
It's part of our lab. Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk about anything at all that you've pulled out of the house previously?
Yeah, and just we're trying to maintain the integrity of the investigation. So unfortunately, can't provide any of those details.
Okay. And as far as other agencies, I see the San Diego police officer here. Is that also standard?
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
I'm sorry, maybe it's Chula Vista.
Yeah, these are all Chula Vista police officers.
Any idea how long you're going to be out here?
Probably for a couple hours.
Okay.
Can you help us understand where you're at in the case?
Unfortunately, I can't provide those details.
But I mean, can you give us an idea where you feel close, or do you feel like, you know...
Unfortunately,
anybody you talk?
No, I wish I could, but
certainly the community wants to know.
Of course, and you know, we know this is a sensitive investigation, and you know, the community is very involved and concerned about May, and as are we. And, you know, we're just trying to do our job and investigate this as thoroughly as possible.
Can we talk visually about what's going on? What I can see, it looks like you've opened the garage.
Yes, we've opened the garage.
Okay, and officers are in there, obviously looking for whatever it is.
Yeah, it's part of the search. We're searching the entire residence.
Has the criminal investigation changed in any way? In other words, is it still a missing persons?
I can't provide any of those details. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Yeah, you got it.
That was the lieutenant from the Chula Vista Police Department here, and as I walk around, kind of give you guys a visual of them going into the garage at this moment. I'm going to try and keep some of the integrity. I think there's some undercover officers here, so we'll try not to put that on live. But at the moment, it looks like they've got keys to a vehicle here. The Millete truck. As you can see, the personalized license plate there.
Kenny, it has been
they do have flashlights out.
a long 4 months. Maya disappeared 4 months ago today. There's been huge support for her and her family. A lot of neighbors, I think neighbors were the ones that alerted us that the Chula Vista Police were even on the scene. Can you show us? And I know you're being sensitive because of undercover officers that may be there, but what does the neighborhood look like? Are a lot of neighbors out trying to figure out what's going on?
Sure, let me try to set the scene for you here. When I arrived, there were neighbors outside this house in the distance here, and then obviously the neighbors just to the right of the house going forward were out. And there are some other people here now.
Oh my gosh, those people.
As well, taking video. A couple other news crews as well just arrived, but yeah, I think they're all anxious. Everybody's anxious to know what's going on. I think our early reports were there might have been something more happening here than what's happening now. But at the moment, like I said, they're searching. From what I can tell, I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a zoom in here. And now to
close that door
because we're here. But they are going through the vehicle, the truck that's there. They opened the door, and like I said, now they've closed the garage door, so we can't really see what's going on. But to me, it looks like the focus is on that truck itself. So we will find out. They said they're going to be here for at least another couple hours, but at the moment it's pretty quiet. I'll also give you another visual here. This is the evidence van that I asked the lieutenant about earlier.
Look at all those police cars.
Sure, there was the police car there. And this was interesting to me, the U.S. Customs and
yeah, what are they doing there?
This is just for a K9 unit. that they called in. Doesn't have much bearing on this agency, but they're obviously utilize the search dog from this. And it might have been just for the entry itself. There is I want to show you another something here. This was a battering ram here, but they did not use this according to the lieutenant. But,
What is it?
one of those things that you see when they do make
Battery
entry.
van?
Battery ram.
What the heck is that?
Police officer outside watching
It's
guard.
used to
The
lock down
lieutenant's here off to the left hand
Lock
side.
down what?
doors.
Oh.
Kenny, any sign of producer David?
How do you know all this,
Johnson? I know
Brittany?
He's been in touch with the family attorney, just trying to figure out exactly why police may be there. It has been 4 months, so you would think that any evidence they could glean might be, tampered with. It's been a long time.
I have not seen him as of yet, and again, this is all coming together within the last, 20 minutes. So the lieutenant again was nice enough to talk to us, but didn't really have a lot to say. I mean, this is one of multiple search warrants conducted on this house. Like I said, what struck me interesting was that they were already starting to go through that pickup truck. And then they closed the garage door. So again, you can only assume that their focus today is on the
2413 is the address.
Okay, we're seeing these breaking pictures, and of course we heard from the lieutenant and the chief of police.
Who's on my side?
What did it look like from the beginning before we tuned in with the chief? What did it look like when you
2413. Remember that address. 2413.
Very similar. There were the same amount of vehicles that were here. There were more officers in plain clothes. They had their, they call them gaiters. They had their masks up over their face. I believe that they're undercover officers. So we do our best not to put them on TV, but they had just come from inside of the house, which is the front door here, and then made their way out, and then they re-entered again into that garage to start focusing on that truck itself. So nothing chaotic or out of the ordinary. I think we got.
There's the
call
kids out there. Look at
or a
playing.
tip from maybe a neighbor. And this is the
Oh my
so
God,
they-
those poor kids.
that-
They probably told them to stay outside.
the dog in.
And Kenny, for the viewers at home, you're also
Very
taking a
similar
look.
to what's happening here, other than
They're also taking a look right now at Chopper 8 over the neighborhood and over the home. You can
Those
also
poor
see
kids.
some of those officers and investigators also towards the back there of the home
God.
overhead from Chopper 8.
And for people
we
who
have
may
a
not.
dog coming out now, guys.
Okay, let's go back to Kenny McGregor's live shot from the ground. Right now we're here.
Oh my God, those
seeing
poor
Chopper 8.
kids.
All right, here's
Oh Lord.
K9 unit. Don't know what he's being deployed to hit on at this point. Don't know what information investigators may have gotten that have prompted them to execute the search warrant at the house of the Millete family 4 months to the day after Maya went missing. We'll let some of our viewers know who may not have been following this case as closely. In the very early days of Maya's disappearance, her husband Larry did come out, publicly speak. He talked to News 8. He said he was really hopeful that she would be found. After some time, several days, he stopped talking to the media, would only address us with statements, written statements. And I believe, Kenny, when you asked the lieutenant if anyone was home, he said no. So there were some earlier reports that perhaps police were there to possibly make an arrest, but I believe the lieutenant said nobody was home, so it looks like they're in there collecting evidence.
Nobody
Where
home?
did that dog go? Were you able to see?
You hear those helicopters all over the
Yeah,
place.
And just to correct you, he did tell me that there were family members home and they did not have to use this ram. They came to the door itself. and
Wow,
opened
they
the
were
door.
ready.
As far as the dog,
Oof.
interesting as the U.S. Border Customs and Protection, he opened the door to the back of the vehicle where the dog was, and he said, "Let's go to work." So obviously he knows something. I don't know what type of dog it is yet, whether it's a drug dog, a cadaver dog. I don't know any of that yet. But he did make his way right to the front door here as you're looking. Already had him sniffing around the front and make his way inside. So that's another interesting fact that's happening right now.
Thank you.
The dog is inside the home, doing whatever search it is that they do.
Thank you for clarifying. I thought that I wasn't sure what he said when you asked him if there were people home. So to clarify, they did not have to break into the home, and there were family members who answered the door.
That is correct.
And of course, the neighborhood, family members of the community really have been following this case for the past 4 months. Of course, there's been a lot of efforts into volunteering for searches throughout, and of course, earlier this week, there was that rally in front of Chula Vista Police with the family and community members urging Chula Vista Police to give an update to them, to the community, to the family members, and also urging them to allow for official searches. So far, all the searches have been done by volunteers in the case.
Well, I think that Kenny is talking to some people on the scene, but this case has garnered national attention. The family, Maya's sister, they were on national news. They were on the Dr. Phil show. Everyone wondering where Maya is. The family, of course, keeping up hope that she will be found alive. Investigators have received thousands of tips, even some potential sightings, but at this point, I believe some of the family members are realistic, and that's why they're searching for her, trying to see if perhaps they do recover her body one way or another. They want closure. They want to know what happened to Maya. Again, this has not been called a criminal investigation by Chula Vista Police. Up to this point, they have said it is a missing persons case, and no one has been named a person of interest. There have been no suspects named.
Exactly, and the video that you're looking at right now at home, that is video of that rally that was happening earlier this week in front of Chula Vista Police. And the family and community really have been saying that they are Maya's voice, they are her advocates in this and pushing the case forward and getting any leads going, and also those searches. I was there at that rally earlier this week, and I talked with some of the organizers for the searches and with the community members that were there. The family, they say that they have plans to continue doing their own volunteer searches throughout San Diego County, throughout the community, throughout the area. Whenever they do find leads, they do go out at night and follow those leads after working full days. A lot of them do have jobs, and they are volunteers, and they do go out, follow those tips, follow those leads at night and on weekends to see if they can find anything to give to Chula Vista Police and the investigators to move the case forward.
And family understandably frustrated by the lack of information. I mean, I realize that the investigators can't reveal too much. We heard from the